don't want to invocation on that. It's just not that exciting or powerful.
Well, I mean, but it is, you do get to make the joke. Bad Talisman. Huh?
Why do you love this specific joke so much?
It's hilarious.
Oh.
Hello, friends. Robert Bevan here, author of the Caverns Creatures series of comedy, fantasy novels, and short stories. With me is Sam West. And today is... what is it, Sam?
Warlock Wednesday.
Warlock Wednesday. All right. We are going to be covering the last of the Pact Boons today. Pact of the Talisman.
Indeed. This was the new one they added in Xanathar's, Tasha's, one of those two books. It is... Tasha's. That sounds right. It's really... it's a weird little ability. So your patron grants you an amulet, a talisman that you can aid... that can aid the wearer when the need is great. When the wearer fails an ability check, they can add a d4 to the roll, potentially turning into it a success. This benefit can be used a number of times equal to your proficiency bonus, and all expended use to restore when you finish a long rest. If you lose the talisman, you get an hour-long rest to replace it. Sure.
Wait a second. What if that's the main feature? What does the protection of the talisman do?
Saving throws.
Right.
Yeah, I think this one more than most, it's real. That's not true. They all really care about what their Eldritch Invocations they open up. But the Eldritch Invocations are really pivotal to why you would consider this. So, like, if we looked at the ones that they added, they gave us Bond of the Talisman, which is a 12th level prereq that lets... This is the coolest one. You can use your action to teleport to an unoccupied space closest to the person with your talisman on. So you can like teleport to whoever you give the talisman to. And you can do that a number of times with your proficiency bonus. That's my favorite. That's Bond. That's 12th level.
Yeah.
Protection lets you add the d4 to failed saving throws. And in addition, so you get a pool of proficiency bonus use, add a d4 to saving throws on fail. That's what protection does. It's 7th level prereq. And then rebuke of the talisman is one you can start out the gate with. And anytime the wearer of your talisman is hit by an attacker that you can see within 30 feet of you, not the target, you can use your reaction to deal psychic damage equal to your proficiency bonus and push it 10 feet away from the wearer. So it's like a little pokey deal 2, 3, 4 damage to something that hits whoever is wearing your talisman as a reaction. That person can be you. And those are the 3 you get. You get Bond, Protection, and Rebuke of the talisman. All 4 of these things in combination, I'm not sure are really worth what they're offering. Like, they're not worth the costs to me that much.
No, this is the one I want to like the best, but I can't back up those words.
I think, like, mechanically, the add a d4 to a failed ability check is way better than guidance because it only will apply to ones that matter and it'll reduce the amount of wasted time. That being said, like,
does it stack with guidance?
It sure does.
Okay.
So you can like guide somebody, and then if they fail, they can protection. Tome gives you guidance. This does not. So like Tome gives you a close effect to this, and more cantrips, and I like its invocations better. Namely, that its ritual casting I think is really relevant. The only really invocation I'm excited to take with this is Bond, and that needs me to be 12 levels deep. And even then, it's not like super powerful. You can't stick it on a familiar because you have no way to get one. You have to like give it to like someone of your other party members, and then you can only teleport to them, and it's like cute and interesting, but
you could take Ritual Caster.
Yeah, you could take the feat to get Ritual Caster if you want to look outside of Warlock. It's 4 ways to get it. And then you could like put it on your familiar, and then your familiar flies around, you teleport to them. That's kind of cute. That's a lot of hoops to jump through for a 12th level feature. But otherwise it's just kind of a guidance, like around the same power level as guidance ability. That's your entire Pact Boon. And I don't love that. Right? Like, it's kind of bad.
Yeah, well, I mean, I feel like Bond is one you could get creative with, and
absolutely.
Yeah, nothing's jumping out of my head right now, but yeah, it's like a feature. If you have a plan for using it, then maybe it's worth it. But
and like the wearer can teleport to you too. That is something I forgot to mention. So that's makes it even better. Are you sitting 12 levels with Pact of the Talisman for that?
I mean, like I said, if you have a specific plan in mind for it.
And that you want, like, you don't get to deliver on that plan until you're 12 levels in.
I get it. Yeah.
That's like 2 real, maybe not 2. It's like a real life year of time for a lot of tables.
Yes. Or if if the DM says, all right, roll up some 12th level characters, then
Yeah. So like Blade and Chain both pay off at 5th level. And like in pretty meaningful ways. Chain pays off the best out of the gate. You just get like a baller familiar. And that at 2nd level is so, or 3rd level is so good. Right? Like getting an Imp, Quasit, Sprite, Pseudo Dragon, all 4 of those are fantastic additions. They all have their own suite of abilities. You can get really great ways to empower them with like investment of the Chain Master and stuff. There's a lot of juice in Chain that you can get. Tome is a way to do ritual casting, where you take the Book of Ancient Secrets, you take Pact of the Tome, you've just got a billion cantrips at your disposal. You have a really highly flexible character. Like a lot of blasters like that, I think. And you can also get Find Familiar with the ritual caster, so you still are baking a lot of cap power immediately onto your sheet. If the only thing you get with Pact of the Talisman out the gate that you can like get excited to invest in is Rebuke, a reaction to do 2 damage out the gate is not something I'm ever excited for. Like 2 damage, assuming a thing that's where your talisman is hit, is like I don't want to Invocation on that. It's just not that exciting or powerful.
Well, I mean, but it is, like, you do get to make the joke. Bad talisman. Huh?
Why do you love this specific joke so much?
It's hilarious.
Oh, sure. And that's what makes you happy.
Rebuke of the talisman.
Yeah.
Oh.
We haven't mentioned protection that much. Is the saving throw boon worth much to you at 7th level?
I think that no, but it's probably better than the base feature.
Yeah.
The ability check thing.
I really hate it only works on whoever's wearing it. I wish you could, like, if you were wearing it, you could give it out. I think if like someone within range of whoever's wearing the talisman could do the protector thing, that'd be way more interesting.
Yeah.
As is,
I still wouldn't care too much.
like, where, like, this also adds the question: where do you put this? Right? Like, is this just always on you because you want the bonus to your d4s on your proficiency, like on your ability checks? Maybe you put it on someone when they're going to do like a rogue is doing like a stealthy lockpick thing, and then you go, okay, great, now the rogue is getting a d4 in case they fail and guidance them up and stuff like that, and then it's just feels like a layer of guidance.
Well,
on
no,
top of
you put
other
it on the
guidances.
rogue. You put it on the rogue. They do the sneaky lockpick thing. They get into the fortress, and then you teleport to them.
That's cute. Is that worth a whole Pact Boon? Like over an imp, over an extra attack, over ritual casting?
Almost certainly not.
I'm gonna go with certainly
providing an example of something that could be done.
Yeah. So I think Pact Boons, in the designer's defense, these are really hard to make more of because they're giant. These are like defining of what your warlock plays like. They are more than your subclass so much. This tells you what your character does in combat. This tells you how your character evolves out of combat. This is the juice of the invocations you can take. Like, they're what expand you into completely new territories. And like, Home just does what Talisman does with cantrips. And Chain and Blade give you way better, clear lanes of attack. Like, if you're playing a Blade lock, Blade isn't overtly that powerful, but extra attack is. And that investment, that two little part one Pact Boon, part 2 invocation synergy of just, I'm a martial character now, is a real way to play Warlock. Back to the Chain. Your familiar is a massive boon whenever you invest into it. It can do a lot of really big and powerful things in and out of combat. The Tome gives you, again, a familiar with ritual casting. It lets you amass more ritual spells. It lets you just assume a lot of little magical abilities so you can actually have a big repertoire of spells at your disposal. Now, they're cantrips, the ritual spells, they aren't as powerful as full casters, but it gets you closer to that while doing Eldritch Blast stuff, while doing high utility, flexibility out of combat things. Talisman is a supportive thing. Like, this is like the Bard lane where you're getting a D4 on things, but it's only whoever's wearing the Talisman, and it only starts on ability checks, and it never goes up. Like, the dice size never improving seems like a huge mistake to me.
Nobody's taking this for protection. Like, the only reason I think to take this is for a bond, and look, that's only for people that are really willing to think about creative ways to use it. And
don't want to take any of the other myriad of fantastic teleport options. Like, we did a video on Relentless Hex, and one of our commenters brought up a really great point. You can hex your own familiar, and then you can teleport to your familiar for a whole hour. And that's friggin' sweet. right? Like that all of a sudden takes me on Reckless Hex to go, oh, this isn't a useless ability that you're never going to want on a character sheet. This is actually a cool modal means of transportation that makes your Hex weird and interesting and changes a little bit of an axis of how you can play some characters. That is doing at 3rd level what Protection of the Talisman does at 12, or whatever the Talisman invocation we've been talking about does at 12 level. I take that over this every single time, right?
Yeah, that's that gives you pretty much all the juice of this Pact Boon.
And you can do that in Tome or Chain, because again,
Yeah.
Tome gives you Ritual Casting, which gives you Find Familiar, which gives you all that good stuff. Yeah, this is definitely the one that I don't ever think I'll see at the table. It is conceptually really cool. It does feel like you found an ancient relic of some evil greater demon or some, angelic host. You found a really other unknowable script from the other gods from before time, and you've got this tablet. And what does it do? About what a 1st level cleric does.
Yeah.
Eh, no thanks.
All right. Well, not a whole lot else to talk about, is there? There's
Not really.
what, 3 invocations and yeah.
This isn't making any new characters. This isn't really a new avenue or lane. This isn't anything powerful. It's just like a marginal improvement, and you don't want to budget a huge, like, the boon is such a huge chunk of your power. You can't budget it into Talisman. I don't think if you want like a functional Warlock, like a Warlock that you want to play for 10, 15 levels.
Especially since you have to play to 12 to do the one thing that really makes it
You want to do
stand
it.
out. Yeah. Oh, well. I don't remember if we're grading these or not, or rating
D,
them.
don't take it.
D, don't take it. Yeah, or stars, 2.
2.
Generous 2.
Maybe 1.
Well.
Like, this is
Yeah.
it. I don't know. Don't take it. It's bad. Take any of the other 3.
All right. Well, if you have different opinions, let us know in the comments. Or if you have the same opinions, let us know in the comments. Just leave some comments.
Talk about your day. What was
yeah.
breakfast today? I got a new Ninja blender. It's great. I'm eating so much more produce than ever before.
Bad Talisman. All right. That was the hell was that? Pact of the Talisman. Yes. All right. Thank you, Sam. Thank you, everyone, for joining us. Like, subscribe. We'll see you next time. Goodbye.